This was one expensive mistake. Portland Public Schools say employees fell for a scam and they accidentally sent $2.9 million to a fraudulent bank account. Thankfully, all of the money was returned to the district. We talked to a cybersecurity expert to try and learn how this could have happened. KGW's Morgan Romero is here to break it down for us. Morgan.
Laurel, 2 Portland Public Schools workers are now on paid administrative leave while authorities investigate this. PPS says they didn't commit any crimes, and it does look like the fraud came from the outside. The district, though, sent a letter to parents and staff yesterday explaining what they know so far. PPS says it learned it mistakenly transferred $2.9 million to a fake account disguised as a legitimate construction contractor that they work with. The district says they are working with the FBI and Portland Police Bureau to figure out exactly what happened. Fortunately, their bank was able to freeze funds before the con artist withdrew any money. And again, as we mentioned, PPS announced the entire amount is securely back in the district's accounts. We talked to a cybersecurity expert, Carrie Tomlinson, who says these cases, they usually start with a phishing email. We might know what that is, to someone high up in a company or an organization. It may ask people to reset their password or verify information. Once they input information, scammers have full access to an employee's email account. Then they can send an invoice that looks like it's coming from an outside company that they normally do business with, but it's actually coming from the scammers.
The employees themselves are just doing their jobs. They get invoices. The invoices look real. The scammers are really good at making the invoices look real, at intercepting all the communication. So if you have questions, they answer them and everything sounds real. This is a very, very successful scam. It is very rampant in the U.S. and around the world.
Tomlinson says U.S. businesses and organizations are losing more than $300 million a month. Yeah, I said a month, to scams just like this. So she has some advice on how to prevent this from happening to you. Do not respond to emails like this, okay? And they ask you to enter or reset your password. Do not click on click here links or anything that prompts you to another website. Tomlinson says companies should have people verify exactly what transactions are going on or any invoices that they're sending. Companies should also be holding on training for employees and technical solutions like external warning emails, along with 2-step verification or 2-factor authentication are keys as well.
It really comes down to awareness of the individual person, awareness of all of us that this kind of scam is happening, that it's very, very, very common, and that it can happen to you and may have already happened to you and you may not know it. So it's time to start looking at every email like, hey, this could be a scam.
So in line with Carrie's advice, district staff will get updated fraud awareness training, and PPS says they're also reviewing their payment procedures as well.